Hey there, this is Game Horde Game. I am Pooh, and today we're taking a look at a game called Starward Rogue. Starward Rogue is, well, basically think you're saying, like, it's kind of along the same vein as The Binding of Isaac or Our Darker Purpose or something like that. However, it's a little bit more bullet hell than that. Um, it's got lots of items, enemies, bosses, mini bosses. It's you go through a dungeon and you're trying to get to the bottom of it, which in fact is I can't move this menu out of the way, but it is this megalith that's lodged in a star, which I think is pretty cool myself. So we've been asked to save Rodney, an AI who is he's at the bottom floor of the dungeon, essentially the ship, and he's asked us to save him. Apparently, we are a disembodied dragon head or something like that. And what we do is we get into a mech and we fight our way through. So let's talk about what we got on the screen here. We have health shards. We'll get those as time goes on, and that will increase our maximum health, which is here. This mech in particular has 12 health and 1 shield. There's 6 different mechs, and the health and shielding varies in between, as well as the starting primary weapon, which on this one happens to be a minigun, as well as the energy weapon, which again on this one is a spread shot. Energy is refilled every room, so you've got kind of an economy related to that as you go along, and we also have missiles. Missiles will destroy barriers that our main gun would otherwise not destroy, as well as destroy enemy shots that are in the air. We'll get an attachment, which is basically our main modifier to our main gun. So it might give us spread shot, it might give us Nova around our mech, that kind of thing. And then the other empty space here is for a use item, which one thing I do like about this game is it gives you a lot of choice in your items. It'll throw a lot of use items at you, and I enjoy that because something like Enter the Gungeon or The Binding of Isaac, it really feels like it's up to RNG, and you only get so much of a choice in your build. This game, you will get tons of choices all throughout to make your build. Because we also have an experience bar here, and as that goes up, we'll get to pick one of 3 perks at random. Well, no, our choice will be on purpose, but it'll give us 3 random perks, and we'll get our choices within that. So, yes, there's a lot that's up to RNG on this, but there's also a lot of choice from the player. There's a lot of shops. We can even wager money credits that we pick up to get experience when we're within shops. There's usually a console where we can sell our money for experience, which I really like that. It means you can spec into different things. You can try to go for levels, or you can try to go for items. Even some characters are meant for looting. So what do we got here? We got antimatter. That's going to reduce our energy costs by 20%. So right now our energy weapon, we have 100 energy. And we have 5 shots. No matter what energy weapon you pick up, it always tells you how many shots you have, which I really enjoy that as well. So when we pick that up, there, because our energy costs are reduced by 20%, we now have 6 shots. That can make a big difference. Oh my god, did I just walk into the... Is this the main boss? No, this is... Wait. Ride the sides. Uh-oh. This is bad. Okay, so this is a mini-boss. I'll be lucky to survive this. Okay, so we need to get in there. There we go. That's what I need to do. Oh, like I say, there's a lot of bullet hell elements here. Ugh, man, that is real tough. Only got to survive a couple more of these. I think I'm going to get killed here. Uh-oh. Well, I stepped into the next room, but it seems everything's okay. If you notice there, when I stepped into the room, it did pause. That's another one of my things that I really enjoy about this game. It doesn't just throw you into a room and instantly kill you by surprise. You will get a chance to have a look at what's going on. And as you can see, the bullet hell elements are very much on display here. Let's talk about the movement. The movement is very crisp, very clean. The base movement speed is this. I can hold shift to run. So that's helpful when you've got an enemy bearing down on you, or you're just traveling across the map. And there's also holding control. Makes you walk, which is probably one of the most important abilities that you have. You know, other than being able to shoot and kill enemies. So these are unbreakable right here. Fire a missile, and that allows us to get in there. Those were just credits of different values. So, alright, let's continue on here. So yeah, music is killer on this game. Let's just go to the settings very quickly, and I'll turn that up so you can hear it. There's a few different tracks. They're just pumping. The music matches the game's pacing very well. When you just clean out a room of enemies, those the shining obstacles there can also open secret rooms, which is what I just found there. But yeah, the music is great when you actually manage to just beast your way through a room, and all of a sudden the music just comes up and it's pumping along. It feels real nice. Okay, this is a sacrifice room, so I mean you can think of this as kind of like a deal with the devil in, say, the Binding of Isaac. But this will put some of the very varied items on display here. So this one is Battery Harvester, gain energy after killing enemies. I'm going to be taking that. Now that cost me 3 of my health, but I have used that to great effect. Because every time I kill an enemy, I'm basically going to get an extra shot of my energy weapon, which is pretty important. So this one shrinks my mech, making me a smaller target. And that one's gain credits from killing enemies. However, that one's going to cost me 7 health, and that one's going to cost me 7 health out of 9, which I'm not willing to do. So that's what I'm talking about. This, with the game giving you choices, there's a lot of opportunities like that where it gives you a lot of wagers, even in its regular items, like non-sacrifice items. There'll be times where it's like, you know, well, you might get reduced damage taken from explosives and energy, but lose a slot for missiles. So there's always a lot to be considered. Like right here, this is +4 energy from an energy weapon. It's not going to make a big difference with this one since it takes about 20 energy to fire. But over time, that might make a big difference. And it is only 3 credits. I should have looked at this one. A dilithium power cell. I believe that's a, what is that, a Star Trek reference, isn't it? But yeah, so that one would have increased my energy by 10. This here is the consoles I was talking about that we can spend our money for experience. So this says spend 5 credits to purchase 40 experience points. Okay, I'm just a little bit off. So I thought that was going to get me my level up, but it didn't. So probably when we complete the next room, I'll be able to show you what it looks like when we... Oh, look, there was an item here. Oh, improves fire rate by 25%. So yeah, when I complete this next room here, I should be able to... show you what it looks like. Okay, I don't like this enemy. Be able to show you what it looks like when we level up, and that is in fact the case here. All right, so press E. So we get 10% damage, increase max health by 2. So and increase max missiles by 2. I like how this works because there's a lot of sacrifice rooms, so you can take 10% damage now, or you could spec into taking a lot of health, and that would allow you to you know, have those sacrifice rooms really pay off. So I like to take damage because I just like being able to alpha strike a room and kill everything as fast as possible. I think that's probably the most important thing to be able to do. Alright. Oh, I have a huge piece of paper here that has so many positives written all over it. I have very little negatives to say about this game, actually. In fact, it might be good to go over that right now before I forget about this. So, I mean, some of the things I dislike about this game might just be my own skill level, but some rooms, damage really does seem unavoidable. But that might actually have been done on purpose, because, you know, if you wager too hard on one of those sacrifice rooms, maybe they meant for it to punish your risk, or like, you know, you're not always going to take risks and have them pay off. The game is not easy, that's for sure. But like I say, that could be due to my own skill level and just practice kind of thing. I only have about 10 hours into this game. I have been playing a lot of it because it is a very good game. I've played every character as well, so I've got a decent amount of experience with the game itself here. I wanted to play a lot just to give it a fair look at, basically. What else do we got here? Oh, enemy shots. Sometimes sometimes enemy shots can be lost against the backgrounds. Some rooms have very shiny backgrounds or like glass floors with asteroids floating around, like this right here. And sometimes enemy shots aren't the easiest to see. But again, that's just learning the game will do a lot to help with that, because you'll be able to basically just read where an enemy's firing anyway. So again, not a big deal. I don't have a lot to say that I dislike this game. Also, one thing that I've noticed is standing too close to a wall. Oh, didn't do it that time. But a lot of times standing too close to a wall, like I've had my back to a wall and fired a missile, and a lot of the time the missile will explode in the wall. I just fired off all my missiles trying to show you that. But yeah, that's about the only thing I've seen that's a real problem. And like you just saw, it doesn't happen all the time, so it's not really that big a deal. And you know what? That's pretty much it for my list of gripes. This game is wonderful. You move from floor to floor, and you just work your way through. One thing that I like about this game is it doesn't demand the level of like forward play as some other games. Like, oh, and these are teleporters. But some games really like force you forward into a level. Oh, and those are just glass things that hide lootables, and as is this right here. Sometimes those are locked. But yeah, some rooms are really big and have a lot of enemies in them, but you're not necessarily meant to just plow into them. The game is perfectly okay with letting you... oh man, I gotta find my way into this this loot here. But yeah, the game seems perfectly okay with you taking your time and in order to just kind of pick your way through the room and figure it out, which I do really like that. It's very bullet helly, but at the same time, I like that you can be patient and methodical inside rooms and be just very careful with things. That one was empty. It's weird. You don't really come across too many of those that are empty. So another thing, the map is very informative. I really enjoy the map on this game. Like it always displays whether there's missiles, credits, keys, extra weapons laying on the ground, extra attachments, all that kind of stuff is all displayed on the map. So I really enjoy having a descriptive map. It helps me to just plain not forget about things. Like, I'm not being punished for my own lack of memory, which is nice since I don't have a great memory. I really do like that. I guess there's another thing I do dislike, which is the maps will get quite expansive, which is kind of a good thing in itself. But the maps near the end get quite expansive, and I've been kind of spoiled by Enter the Gungeon with having an ability to teleport around. So, and I don't believe that this game has that. I could be wrong, but I don't believe it does have that. Alright, we've got 4 keys, so let's open this and maybe we'll get an active item. Okay, shield tech. Gain +1 shields, but shields disabled until the end of the floor. Don't die. Okay. Now see, you might think, well, why don't you just complete the floor and come back? Yeah, they thought of that. If I try to complete the floor and come back, this will be gone. I tried to cheese the game yesterday and do that, and I thought I was being all sneaky, and no, they thought of that. So let's pick that up. Our shields are going to go down, but we're going to have 2 shields from this point forward. So this is a consumable shop. We've got 38 money food, so it's probably worth coming in here. Beaming probe spawns a stationary beaming sentry. Okay, so that's a one-time use item. All of these will be. For 15 seconds, all energy weapons are free. That could be really good on the boss. For the current room, you take half damage. This is really cheap. I'm actually gonna take that, and I'm gonna pop that on the boss, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, I don't die here. I mean, if I do, just try to appreciate that this game is pretty difficult, and trying to talk and make sense while you're doing a bullet hell is relatively tough. Let me see, what else do we got here to talk about? I think the sound is totally effective on this game. A lot of the weapons have different sound effects, so do the secondaries, and so on and so forth. I'm pretty happy about that. Not every weapon feels the same just because of its fire rate, spread, and having its own sound effects. I've already done a pretty good discussion of the game mechanics. I'm a fan of them. The art was a little off-putting at first, but the art throughout is very consistent and it is effective. Like, when I shoot my main gun, you can actually see the gun on the mech firing back and forth. And you'll see the same thing with the secondary. See the shoulder cannon just pulls back, and with a headset on, the music on this game is also very bassy, as is the weapons fire and explosions and stuff like that. Alright, Crystal Mother, I can beat this one. I think I can beat this one. Alright, time to start firing my energy weapon. Let's go ahead and use that item. Now in 15 seconds, I might be able to kill this thing with 3 energy points. As you can see, that is doing a lot of damage to this enemy. Alright, this is the hard part. You just gotta move out of the way of the green beam that comes in. It looks like we're gonna finish this up without too much trouble. Just get in there, and that's a perfect on that boss, I believe. Yeah, I didn't take any hits at all. That feels good. Alright, so here's another perk. So again, we get to choose... Ooh, that's real good. We can increase my shield by 1. We can do 5% chance to regain 1 health on kills. That can potentially be pretty good. Or just a 5% chance to straight up avoid taking damage altogether when hit. I'm going to go with the +1 shield, which is going to give me 3 shields on the next floor. So we get Anger Protocol from the boss. It's not always a passive that drops on the boss. It can be an active, a weapon, a secondary, what have you. And this is going to increase my damage by 20%. That's a pretty substantial upgrade. With the perk I took earlier, I'm now rocking plus 30% damage. Let me see here. I'm trying not to delay my movements too long on screen, but I am trying to read just a scattered piece of paper I have beside me, trying to make sure I cover all my bases here. Let me see. 6 characters. We already saw that. Oh yeah, the readout in the bottom right. I really like that. It makes it very clear what you've picked up and what's going on. Also, I still have only 5 floors here because I've yet to beat the final boss. Just before recording this, I came so close. I was so close. Oh man, I'm a little bitter about it. I had like 5% of the health bar left on the boss. So as you can see, there's 5 floors now, but when I manage to beat this boss 3 times, it expands to 7 floors, and then I assume it expands again after that, once you get enough wins after that point. So, yeah. Okay, here we go. This big spender. Buy 4 items before leaving this floor for a bonus. Now, a lot of floors will give you these challenges. So if I pick this up, if I buy 4 items on this floor, I will receive 25 credits, 3 key cards, and 5 missiles. So, I mean, that's a good reason to buy right there, since I'm going to get my items subsidized right off the start. Let me see. There's a great variety of different stores in this. Ooh, the Fragment Cannon. The Fragment Cannon is a straight-up upgrade. So it fires out. As you can see, there's what I was talking about. They all sound different. Very, this weapon sounds really good in my headset. It's got a little bit of bass to it. It sounds so nice. And those explosions. If you're listening to this with a headset right on, you know what I'm talking about. With a headset right now, sorry, you'll know what I'm talking about. There is a lot of bass to these things. Yeah. So throughout the game, there's a lot of different stores and stuff like that. There's stores where you can get drones. We'll lead you to the secret room. Okay. Okay, so the secret room's over there on the other side of a big room, which might be a real challenge. Yeah, so there's weapon shops, there's health shops. Ow, that guy shoots really fast. There's consumable shops, which we already saw. My favorite is the robot shops, because basically those are familiars. You can get all manner of different drones. I've seen like 5 or 6 so far, and the drones are just as varied as the weapons in this game. I've been really pleased and surprised with just how unique and different a lot of the items feel. A lot of them are not just, gun +1 or something like that. Hey, I still only have 2 shields. I should have gotten an extra one. What happened there? Okay, I'm not sure, but, yeah, a lot of them aren't gun +1 kind of thing. A lot of them feel very unique, and, you gotta enjoy that. Having everything not feel too similar is really important in a game like this. Like, you want weapons to be recognizable, and you want them to be fun. And I think this game really hits that mark on both accounts. Increases energy capacity until you heal your hull. Can you take the pain? Okay, so that gave me an extra 30 energy, and as long as I don't take damage, I won't need to heal my hull. And that's going to give me an extra shot on my main weapon. Actually, in fact, it might give me another shot, because I already get the energy use reduced by 20%, and that gives me an extra 30 energy anyway. So let's see, what kind of shop do we got here? This is a weapons shop. I have no key cards to go in, so again, the economy comes into play. You gotta decide where to spend your keys, because there is a lot of shops, a lot of options in this game. I love that. That's probably what sets this apart from other games with roguelike elements. Whoa! You're gonna get a lot more options to do what you want in this game. RNG can be your enemy or your friend on this, but you also get the ability to work around it. You're not just gonna be working with the things. You have to work with the things the game gives you, but you will get to do a lot with it. That's one of the things that gets me about Enter the Gungeon. I mean, you may agree or disagree about this, but in Enter the Gungeon, it basically seems like your build is up to RNG. Like, there is no building a character or a specific run. I feel like it's almost entirely up to RNG. Again, you may disagree. If you do, let me know. I love to hear from people, and I'd love to hear your opinion on it. If you, in fact, have one, all I ask is that you be respectful and polite in the comments section. That's all. All right. So that is about all I have to say about this game, honestly. I might do up a couple of runs of this for videos. The runs do run pretty long. Usually, in a regular run of this, you can be expecting to play for probably an hour and a half. And the runs get longer as you beat more of the game anyway, so the runs could be a lot longer than what I've seen regardless. Let's see. The game is $12.99 Canadian, or your regional equivalent. 100% worth it. Like I say, I did receive this game from American Games for free. That has not altered my thoughts of it. If I had paid the full retail price of this game, I'm pretty sure I'd still be in love with it. I'm going to be playing a good amount of hours of this. There's a decent chance this is going to rival my playtime of Enter the Gungeon even. Which is saying a lot. I mean, I would say the quality of this game is right up there with Enter the Gungeon. The art style is not necessarily on the same level as Enter the Gungeon, but it's a straight top-down art style, which usually just isn't quite as pretty as some other art styles, but like I say, everything is drawn, everything is animated, everything has its own sound effects. There was definitely some love put into this game. So, do I recommend this game? 100%. No question about it. Wow, I'm at 40% plus damage. There's no question about it. This game is both worth the money and worth your time. I mean, yeah, go throw some money at Arkham Games. They deserve it. They've done a great job here. And basically, it's a good game. Go check it out for yourself. Anyway, I'm Pooh. This is Game Horde Game, and we were looking at Starward Rogue. Have a good one.